So I'm going to first start off by explaining how to get all the necessary components from 2 points. And the first thing you need to do when looking at this is to realize that you're given in this thing enough to find the slope. And once you find the slope, you just grab one of the points and then you find the line. Okay. So I'm going to put this, there's not enough room to do this. This is why I want you guys doing this in your notebook, right? So I'm going to rewrite this. It's 1 minus 6 and minus 7, 2. And I put it right here, 1 minus 6, minus 7, and 2. First thing I do is use the slope formula. Slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Now you be very careful about the negatives. That's where people go wrong. But we're going to look at remember, this is the first set, that's the second set. So this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2, okay? So take the first one's y2, which would be 2, and I'm going to subtract the y1, which is minus 6, right? It's negative 6. Don't make the mistake of just dropping it. You want to make sure you're doing this right. You can get the wrong line, all right? Next thing, I'm going to take x2, which is what? Minus 7. And then I'm going to go minus 1. All right? Let's calculate this. 2 minus 6, that's the same as plus 6. So that becomes 8. Minus 7 minus 1 is what? Negative 8. So what's my slope going to be? The slope would be simply minus 1. So that's equal to my m. Now I can go into the other formula. Doesn't matter which line I pick. I'll probably just pick the first one. But the second formula is y minus y1 equals m times x, right? Minus x1. Okay. So I don't use something for the y. I only use the y1. So I'm going to put like just the y because it's part of the equation. Minus 6. Keep in mind, it says negative 6. You do not lose that negative. So it's minus 6 equals my m, which I now found to be minus 1, times x. And what's my x1? It's 1, so it's minus 1. All right. Let's multiply this. Y minus 6 makes that plus 6 equals minus x. Negative times a negative makes that a plus 1. Subtract 6. Subtract 6. All right, we've done enough of this to know how this works. You end up with y equals minus x minus 5. All right, so there's my equation. I'm going to go ahead and put this up on the board. So what's my y-intercept is going to be minus 5. So I'll put that here. Make my line here. It looks like I'm going to need to move that over. That's exactly what I'll do. Okay. And so then I'm going to go on to minus 5. It's going to be my intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, you got to label this. This is the y, this is x-axis. And I have a negative 1 slope, which means I go down, then I go over. Down, then I go over. Down, then I go over. So I'm going to drop a line on that. And I'm just going to look at this and just go straight up. Like yay. Okay. And make sure I put arrows on it. Right? And we're not completely out of the woods left. I got to take this line, and keep in mind, this is in slope intercept form. Right? This is slope intercept form. I now want to put this into the standard form. This is how they do this. Okay. And to put this in standard form, it's fairly easy. What you want to do is just take that y equals minus x minus 5. And I want to put my x back over to this side. So to do that, I add x to this side. I add x to this side. And I draw a line. Okay. These guys will cross out. So it's x plus y equals minus 5. And that would be standard form. Okay. This is part 1. I'm going to show another problem that's a little more complex because it's got a fraction in it. But that pretty much explains how to do this type of problem.